everyone, and welcome to another Pilates video with me, Margaret. I've put together a short program of 6 exercises which are basics of Pilates. With these exercises you will have your hips and shoulder joints are going to be mobilized, as well as building a bit of core strength and challenging your core stability. So we're going to start on the mat in relaxation position. So if you get yourself onto your mat, we're going to begin with a curl up. So get yourself safely onto the mat, making sure that your feet are nice and firm. You can feel all your toes and your heels. Your legs are hip width apart, so your knees in line with your hip bones. And the back of your ribs are nice and heavy on the mat. And your head is going to be heavy in your hands, elbows in your peripheral vision. And with a curl up, you're going to mobilize your upper spine as you curl your body up only as far as you can while you maintain that pelvis remains still. So you inhale, exhale, head nod, curling up, maintaining that still pelvis. Inhale, exhale to come down, and you always make sure that you have a good abdominal connection at all times. Another variation is when you actually use your obliques. So you rotate your spine, bringing your armpit towards your heel, but your shoulders don't move. And elbows remain exactly where they are. And then you can alternate again. If you want to advance this, what you need to do is inhale, exhale, as you lift one leg up at a time to knee fold. And again, you curl up, making sure that your pelvis stays still, and again with your oblique curl ups, and that your legs also stay still. And to get out of this one, inhale, exhale, lower one leg at a time. Right, now we're going to go and do a diamond press, which is to mobilize the upper spine, but now an extension. Laying on our tummies, and your hands are going to be roughly in a diamond shape, but I'm making sure that my shoulders aren't up here, they're nicely away from my ears. And your ribs are in line with your hips, so you can tuck them in a little bit to make sure that they're not flared. And again, my feet are going to be on the floor and in line with my hip bones, so they're parallel. So nice bit of space here. My head is down. I begin by inhaling, then exhale. I tilt slight with the head and neck, and I'm using my upper body to curl myself up in extension. Small abdominal connection. I'm going to inhale, exhale, and I bring myself back down. And I'm making sure I'm not putting too much weight at all on my hands. But I'm encouraging a nice curve in my spine. Right, so that's good for the lower back. Now we're going to go into 4-point kneeling. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Knees are directly underneath your hips. And I'm not collapsing in the back. I'm making sure my back is nice and lengthened. And we're going to do tabletop. And you make sure that your elbows really resist the urge from allowing them to lock. You want them to be a little bit loose. And the inside of your elbows face each other. So as you're lengthened, you inhale to prepare. As you exhale, you're going to lengthen that leg away, but making sure that your body and pelvis remain nice and still. And then you alternate. So your leg slides across the floor. Small abdominal connection. To vary this exercise, next level, slide it along the floor, and then you just raise the leg only as far as you can before your pelvis tilts. Then bringing it down and back in again. So it's just a small shift in weight, and then lifting, and then lowering. And another variation as you lengthen away, and then you lift opposite arm and leg, and then bring the arm and leg down, and then slide it back in. That's it. You just keep yourself nice and balanced as well. All right. And then the next exercise, the fourth exercise, you're going to be laying on your side. I have my trusty cushion with me. So as my arm is out, rest my head on the pillow, shoulder upon shoulder, hip on hip, knee on knee. And my legs are all in line with my body, and my underside waist is not collapsed, it's lifted up. So my spine is in neutral. My underneath leg is going to be bent, but making sure that my pelvis is still in neutral. So I'm going to hold this top hip here so you can see that when I move my leg forward and back, I'm mobilizing my hips, but my pelvis is not moving. So you have an abdominal connection and allowing the leg to just go forward and then just back beyond the midline. But again, making sure that your torso remains still. So this one here is forward and back. And the next exercise, up and down. Height is really not what's important here. What's important is making sure that you have a good range of movement in the hips, but making sure that your pelvis remains still. And then you can do circles. Again, a little bit more challenging, so you need to have a little bit stronger abdominal connection. Make sure the leg goes behind as well as forward. And then you change direction. So do about 5 or 6 of each of those, and to get yourself out, you push yourself up. And also a really good reminder is making sure that you do the same exercise to the other side of your body. You don't want to have one leg particularly more robust than the other one. Right, we're going to do a waist twist now. So now we're going to rotate the spine. So you can sit cross-legged or what is called long frog, whichever is going to be the most comfortable for you. Hands are going to be directly on your elbows, making sure that your shoulders are nice and relaxed, open in the collarbone. And I'm sitting upright. So I lengthen in the spine as I inhale. Exhale, small turn of the head and upper body and spine. All the way over, just as far as I can without maintaining my pelvis. Making sure it's nice and still. And the aim of this is to get as much rotation in the spine as you can. And if you find that you have a tendency to lead with your arms, you can just place them here. If you find that's going to be easier to focus on really good rotation. And you don't collapse, so you're not slouching. You're going to remain upright at all times. Right, the last exercise is going to be done standing. So I'm going to adjust my camera to make sure that you're able to see everything as I stand up. And the last exercise is going to be a side reach. So as I stand, you won't be able to see all of me here, but my feet are directly underneath my hip bones. That's going to be hip width apart. soft knees, small abdominal connection, and my ribs are nicely over top of my pelvis, and my arms are nice and relaxed by the side. Small abdominal connection as I begin. I'm going to raise one arm slightly in front of the body, upright, and then I'm going to lean and reach over. But I'm not collapsing in this underside waist here. I'm not allowing it to fall. I continue to reach up. And my arm is really just coming along for the ride. As you can see, my spine is what's moving. And now we'll alternate. We inhale, exhale, inhale, and release. With all of these exercises, you can do them about 6-8 times, take a rest and then do them again. But the whole series shouldn't take you any more than about 20 minutes, maybe even half an hour. And you can try the variations just to sort of change it up a little bit. I look forward to hearing from you if you give me some feedback about any other exercises that you would like, particularly about certain parts of the body, whether it's certain joints that you would like. And I'm more than happy to create a program for you. All right, I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care, everyone.